Hello.
Hello. I hope you had a lovely weekend and that you have been enjoying your new packs. It's been wonderful to see all your amazing hard work. I am going to be doing some fraction games with you in this video. I know that fractions can be really tricky, and this is going to be your second week of fractions this week, so I'm hoping that you feel really confident with it by the end of the week. And if not, maybe some of these games will help you. Do remember to check out the websites that I've provided as well, which hopefully will help you feel confident. There are lots of games you can download on your iPads and things to help you with fractions, or your tablets, if that's something that your families would like to do. If you want some time away from the screens, then there's some fraction suggestions I'm giving in a later video, talking about finding fractions within your food or without in things you can find in the garden. I'm going to show you some different pictures, and I want you to think about what the fraction is that's linked to the picture. So this is the first one. So this is a whole. So as a fraction, it would be 1, or it could be 1 over 1, 2 over 2, 3 over 3, 12 over 12, a billion over a billion. That's 1, isn't it? So that is 1. So let's try another one. Do you know the fraction for this one? How many parts is it split up into? Okay, split up into 2 parts, so that's going to be our bottom number, our denominator, and 1 bit is coloured in, so it is a half, isn't it? Okie dokie. What about this one here? Oh, I just gave it away. Silly me. This is 2 quarters, because if we think about how many parts are split up into, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's split up into 4 parts, and 2 of them are coloured in, so it's 2 quarters. Okay, seeing as I gave that one away, bonus point, can you tell me what this fraction is simplified? If you simplify this fraction, what would it be? And you might be right if you're saying this at home, it's the same as a half, isn't it? 1 over 2. So we can simplify it. And the way I would do that is dividing this fraction by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So although it's split up into different parts, the same amount is coloured in. Okie dokie, right, I'll try not to give the answer away this time. Okie dokie, what is this one here? Are you right? It is a quarter, 1 quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts are split up into, and 1 part is coloured in, so it's 1 out of 4. And how many more quarters do you need to make 1 whole? You need 3. 1, 2, 3, the 3 that are not coloured in. Okay. And if you had all of it coloured in, it would be 4 over 4, which is the same as 1 whole. Okie dokie, next one. This is a third. And this one, 2/3. So how many more, if you had this bit here coloured in, how many more would you need to make a whole? Yeah, it'd be 1 over 3, or a third, wouldn't it? Okay. So if these bits came together, it would be 3 over 3, which would give you 1 whole. Thus, this is our second week of doing fractions. So I've got here some fractions to show us the equivalent fractions. So we can see that 2 halves are the same as 1 whole. And these are quite good because they also tell us the decimals and the fractions as well, decimals, fractions and percentages. So you can see that 1 whole is the same as 1.0 as a decimal, and as a percentage, 100%. So this whole is 100%. It's the whole thing. It's all there. One whole. So if I get my half and I split it up, we can see that half of 1 is a half, which is 0.5 as a decimal, and 50%. So 50% add 50% is the same as a whole, or 100%, okay? So if we look at our halves again, how many times is this split up? It's split up into 2s, isn't it? So that means in order to get the fraction, we need to divide it by 2. So it's the same as the denominator, 2. So if I have my thirds, it's split up into how many groups? Split up into 3s, isn't it? Split up into 3s. So if I have 2 thirds, 1 third, 2 thirds, how many more thirds do I need to make a whole? I need 1 more third. So 3 threes or 3 thirds is a whole. Okay, a little bit confusing, I know. And then we can do the same with our quarters. So quarters are divided into 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're divided into 4s. So if I have 2 quarters, it is the same as my half. It matches, it's the same. So 1 quarter, 2 quarters. How many more to get a whole? It would be 2 more quarters, or you could say a half. I put them together. See how they match up? So if we have something like this, a tenth, how many bits are they broken up into? Can you count them? They're broken up into 10 bits. Okay, 10 bits. So 10 of these all together makes your whole. And if we look at the decimal points, we've got 0.1. So each of these is 0.1. If we added them all up together, it would give us our 1. And as a percentage, 10%. 10% added all up, or 10% times 10 would give us 100%. Okay. So if I have 3 tens, I'm thinking about fractions, 3 tens, how many more tens do I need to get to a whole? If we think about our number bonds, it's going to be 7 tens. 7 add 3 is 10. 10 over 10 would be 1 whole. Okay. And we've also got the same for our 12ths. 12ths. Look at the denominator. This tells us how many times it's split up. So it's split up into 12s. You see they match up? What is the same as a half? Can you tell me what the same would be? So if I think about my 12ths, what would be the same as a half? Got it? The same as a half would be 6 12ths. 6 12ths is the same as a half. Okay. If you're finding the fraction work tricky from last week and maybe this week too, then I would suggest just trying to get onto BBC Bite Size and all the different links I've put on your worksheets. Keep watching the videos, and there's loads of stuff out there. I would also suggest playing with some fractions in real life. So especially food is a good one. So if you're eating pizza or chocolate or an apple, can you have a play around with fractions as you're eating them? Can you cut them into half? Your food into half? Can you cut it into quarters? Can you cut it into 12ths? I don't know if you'd be able to do that. So have a little play. Food is a really good thing to play with fractions. You could also try and do some fraction work outside. Have a little think. What could you use? Could you find some sticks? Could you break them in half? Could you find out where a quarter is on your stick? Our literacy game today, I've got my set of bananagrams. Maybe you've got these at home, or maybe you've heard of them or seen them before. And I have made a circle with a word in the middle, and I'm going to put it in the video in a second. What you've got to do is you've got to make as many words as you can using all those letters only once, and you have to include that middle letter. So for example, I can make, using the letters around the outside just one time, and also including that middle letter, I can make the word team. Oh, and then look, there's an S, so I can make teams. How many letters is that word? T-E-A-M-S. That's a 5-letter word. Can you make 3, 4, 5, 6 letter words? How big can your words be? Or how long can they be? How many can you make? Should we do a little class challenge? Who can make the most, who can have the biggest list of words? Maybe you can find 10 words. I don't know. Can anyone find more than 10? Have a really, really great week, and do be in touch. Let me know if I can help with anything. Take care, work hard, and look after yourselves.